Hello students. So in the previous class we were talking about that of the atoms. So we studied that what are atoms, what is the size of the atom and how can we measure the mass of the atom. So to measure the mass of the atom we always take a reference unit. Why is it so? It is because the atoms are very small. Okay, so these are small so it is very difficult to find the mass of the single atom. Okay, so what kind of a reference unit scientist has recommended? So at first hydrogen was there. Why? Because hydrogen is a single atom, is having atomic number 1 and it is a very simple atom. Okay, so it will be very easy to handle with that of the hydrogen. But the result which comes out after taking hydrogen as a reference unit, that the masses of the different element, it starts coming in a fraction. Okay, so hydrogen is discarded. Later on oxygen is used, and the reason for taking the oxygen, that since oxygen it combined with most of the other elements. As well as when we see the result of comparing the mass of that of the reference unit to the mass of that particular element, we see that the result does not come in a fraction. Later on, scientists they developed or they recommend to take a stable reference unit. So they suggested to take the reference unit, that is carbon 12 isotope, as a reference unit. Okay student? So carbon 12, it means if we want to find the relative atomic mass, now again I am saying that why we are using the term that is the relative atomic mass, shows the relationship. So relative atomic mass is why, student, it is because we are showing the relationship of the mass of the element with that of the reference unit, and that's why it is a relative atomic mass. So carbon 12 was the reference unit which we used for measuring the mass of the atom of a different element. So we have said that 1/12th mass of the carbon 12 isotope will give the atomic mass of any of the particular element. Later on we study about that of the molecules also. So molecules are what, student? When two or more atoms they combine together. As they combine together, the force of attraction between them is very high. So they are very much attracted or very firmly attached with each other, and this makes it as a single entity, or this makes it to work as a single entity, and are capable of an independent existence, or it can show itself independently. Okay. Now molecules is also divided into two, students, that is the molecule of element and molecule of a compound. If we talk about the molecule of the element, students, so you have seen that molecule of the element is also divided into many types, like monoatomic molecule of element, biatomic or diatomic molecule of element, or triatomic or tetra or poly. So it totally depends upon the type of the atoms which is, or number of the atoms which is attached with it. Now let me remind you one thing, that is the molecule of element is also known as the homoatomic molecule. So homoatomic means what, students? The molecule which consisting of the same type of atoms in it, that we called as a homoatomic molecule. Okay. So here what kind of atom? H2 is there, or Cl2, or O3, or P4, or S8. These were the different examples of the homoatomic molecule. Now if we talk about the molecules of the compound or heteroatomic molecule, so you see here, student, heteroatomic molecule. So in case of a heteroatomic molecules, two or more different kind of atoms they combine together to form the biatomic molecule of a compound, triatomic, tetratomic, or that of the polyatomic molecules of a compound. So we have seen some of the examples, like that of the HCl is there, or carbon dioxide is there, or NH3 is there, or CH4 is there. So you can see here two two different atoms, they combine together, one hydrogen, one chlorine. So 2 will be there, so that will be a diatomic molecule of that of the compound. Now if we talk about the carbon dioxide, so in carbon dioxide, 1 atom of a carbon and 2 atom of the oxygen, they combine together to form the triatomic molecule of the compound. Here also 3 and plus 1, that will be a tetraatomic molecule of the compound. Here the penta or polyatomic molecule of the compound. Okay. Now today we will start with that of the ions. So we have studied about the molecules today. Now we will talk about the ions. What is ion? Whenever this question is asked that what is ions, what we understand by ions. So ions are basically the charged particle. Charged particles, charged element, that is the ions. Okay? Charged, it means either it can have a positive charge or it can have the negative charge. Okay, so 2 different types of charges, either positive or negative charge is present in that of the atom, that we call it as a ions. Okay, student? Now see, the ions, right now I told you that ions are what? The particles which consisting of the positive or that of the negative charge on it. Now, the atoms which consisting of positive charge, that kind of a atom we call it as a cations. Okay. Now the atoms which consist of negative charge, that kind of a atom we call it as a anions. So cations are what? The atoms which is having the positive charge on it, and the atoms which is having the negative charge, we call it the anions. Now you see here, student, one thing is there, that is ions is present in both of them, which shows that this particular word or this is having the minus or that of the plus charge in it, or this one is having the charge particle in it. Okay, so either cation or anion is there. Okay, cation is the positive one, anion that will be the negative charge. Okay, so positive or the negative charge. Now let me explain you by. So you have seen that many times. This is what you will say that this one is a sodium atom. Okay, this is a sodium atom. Now, if suppose I will make it like Na positive. Now, what is this? Then you will say that this is not a sodium atom, but it is a sodium ion. Okay, or cation. Okay, so we will write here sodium ion or cation. Likewise, if this is Cl. So what is this? This is a chlorine atom. Now, if suppose I write it like Cl minus. So you will write that this is the chlorine ion or anion. Right? So cation or that of the anion is there. Now we will understand that how can we name these ion, students. So you see here, this is a cation, student, and this one is that of the anion. So if suppose 2 or more the anions combine together, then what will happen? How can we give the name to that particular compound? Remember one thing, that all the compound, they always combine together in the forms of a ion. For example, you see here, student, this is sodium. Okay, so this is the sodium atom, and this sodium atom, it becomes Na positive, that is sodium ion, and this sodium ion, when it combines with that of the chlorine ion, then it will be like this, Na positive and Cl negative. These Na positive and that of the Cl negative, it combines together to form NaCl, that is sodium chloride. Okay, so always it happens, the formula or the compound which is formed, it is actually because the cation and that of the anion, they join together, they combine together to form the compound. Now, how can we give the name to these compounds, students? So, while giving the name to that of the ionic compounds, we always write the cation name first and then the anion name. You can see. What is the cation here in case of the sodium chloride? So you have seen this consisting of the positive charge, so it will be cation. This consisting of the negative charge, so it will be anion. So we will write here the name of this, that is sodium. This is the name, sodium. And then this one is the negative ion, so we will write here chlorine. Now, is this the correct name? No. Here it should be Id, it means chloride. So basically what happens, students, the anions, the negatively charged particles, they end with that of the Id. Okay, so we will write here the name, that is chloride. So it will be sodium chloride, NaCl. Now you can understand the other one also, like BaCl. So barium, this is the barium atom, and the barium atom, when it gets converted to that of the ion, it always gets converted as a Ba2 positive, and chlorine is Cl minus. When they combine together, they form BaCl2. Okay, so here we will write this that of the cation first, so we will write here barium, then chlorine is the next, that is an ion, and we will write barium chloride. Okay, so it will be always barium chloride. Remember that we will never write the number of the atoms which is attached with that particular ion. Okay, so you can see here the 2 is written here, so we will never write it like barium dichloride. No, this is the wrong one. This is the correct. That is the barium chloride. We will never mention the number of the subscript which is attached with it. Now we will understand a very important term, and that is the molecular mass, students. Molecular mass, we have studied about the atomic mass, that how can we find the mass of that of the atoms. Now we will study that how can we find the mass of that of the molecules. So to find the mass of the molecules, it is the same thing that we always find the relative molecular mass, and that relative molecular mass will be equals to the mass of the one molecule of the compound to the 1/12th mass of the carbon isotope, that is a carbon 12. So it is same like that of the atomic mass. The one thing that we have to understood is that if we are knowing the atomic mass of the element, it will be very easy to find the molecular mass of any of the compound. For example, if suppose H2 is there, and we have to find, this is a molecule because 2 atoms they combine together here, so we have to find the molecular mass of this hydrogen gas. So how can we find it? Now you see here. How many, what is the subscript given here? That is 2. It means 2 hydrogens are attached with it. Number of the atoms which is present in hydrogen, that is 2. So we will write here 2. Into the atomic mass of that of the element. Okay, so what is the atomic mass of the hydrogen, student? We know that the atomic mass of the element is 1 U. Atomic mass U. So we will write here 2 into 1, that will be equals to 2 gram or 2 AMU or U, atomic mass unit. So hydrogen molecule, we can write it as a 2. We can understand with the different examples to find the molecular mass. You see here, student, carbon dioxide. So how many atoms of carbon is there? That is 1. So we will write here 1 into, what is the atomic mass of the carbon? That is 12. Plus, how many oxygen are there, student? That is 2. So 2 into, what is the atomic mass of the oxygen? That is equals to 60. Now it will be equals to 12 plus 32, that will be equals to 44 U. Okay, so have you understood how to find the molecular mass of the element? We will simply see that what are the different types of elements they combine together and how what is the number of the atoms which combine with that of the particular element. Okay, then we will simply multiply it with the atomic mass of that particular atom and find the molecular mass. Let us solve some of the questions which is related to the molecular mass. Now you can see here, student, in this we have to find the molecular mass of the different compounds which is given here. So you can see here the first one is that of the oxygen. So the atomic mass of the oxygen is 60, and how many atomic atoms are combined with that of the oxygen? So it is a diatomic molecule of element. So we will write here the number of the atoms which is present in it or which forms this molecule, that is equals to 2 into oxygen. So the atomic mass of the oxygen, it will be equals to 16. That will be equals to 32 U. U is the atomic mass unit. This is the unit by which we can which we represent it to show the mass of that particular element. Okay, student? So U atomic mass unit, so 32 atomic mass unit. Now you see here methane is there, the second one. 1 carbon is there, so we will write here 1 into. What is the mass of the carbon? See here, student, whatever we are writing here 2, 1, it is simply we are seeing that how many number of atoms are attached with this particular element. Okay, so here carbon is single, so we can write here 1 into. What is the atomic mass of the carbon here, student? That is 12. 12 plus. Now, how many hydrogen atoms are present here? That is 4. 4 into atomic mass of the hydrogen is, that is equals to 1. Okay. So, 12 plus 4. That will be equals to 16 U. Okay. So, the molecular mass of this molecule, that will be equals to 16 U. Likewise, we can do with this also, student. Now see, here the number of the carbon atoms attached with it is 1 only, but here it is 2. So we will write here 2 into atomic mass of the carbon, that is 12, plus the number of a hydrogen is here is 6 into atomic mass of the hydrogen is 1. This will be equals to 24 plus 6, right? That will be equals to 30 U. So the atomic mass of molecular mass of this particular molecule is equals to 30 U. Now if we talk about the NH3, so the atomic mass of the NH3, it means you see here, first is the nitrogen, and how many number of atoms of nitrogen is present there, student? 1. So we will write here 1 into atomic mass of the nitrogen, so that will be equals to 40 plus the number of a hydrogen here is 3 into atomic mass, that will be equals to 1. So this will be equals to 14 plus 3, that will be equals to 17 U. So the atomic mass or the molecular mass of that of the ammonia or NH3, that will be equals to 17. The same thing we can do with that of the CH3OH students. I think you are not able to see it. Let me write it here. You can see here CH3OH. CH3OH. In case of a CH3OH student, you can see here the number of carbon atoms which is present in this compound, that will be equals to 1. So 1 into atomic mass of the carbon, that will be equals to 12 plus. How many hydrogens are there? That is 3. 3 into atomic mass of the hydrogen, 1 plus CHOH is there. How many oxygen atoms are there? 1. What is the atomic mass of the oxygen? 16 plus hydrogen. Hydrogen 1 into 1. Right? Only one hydrogen atom is there and the atomic mass is 1. So you can see here it will be 12 plus 3 plus 16 plus 1. Understood? So this will be equals to that of the 12 plus 4 plus 16 equals to 32U. Okay students? So this is that of the how can we find the molecular masses of the different atoms. Now we will see some of the more numericals which is related to that of the molecular mass. Now we will see some of the more numericals that is related to the finding the molecular mass. Now you see here student, the question is that calculate the formula unit mass. Now you don't get confused with that of the molecular mass and that of the formula unit mass. The molecular mass is to find the mass of the molecule. Molecule is what? Where the atoms are combined together. So if we are able to find the individual masses of the atom as well as the number of atoms which is attached with it, that we will get that of the molecular mass of that particular compound. The formula unit mass is to find the mass of the formula. So in the formula, while putting the value of the atomic mass of each of the element which is present in the formula, we are able to find the formula unit mass. So either it is a formula unit mass or the molecular mass, both can be calculated by the same method. Okay, there is a one difference, that is if the question is asked that what is a formula unit mass or what is a molecular mass, at that time the definition get changed, that here we have to find the mass of the formula and here we have to find the mass of the molecules. But in both the cases we have to see the atomic masses of the each element and the number of atoms which is attached with that particular element. It means the calculation of that of the molecular mass or that of the formula unit mass, both are same. So you see here student, this is ZnO, that is zinc oxide. Okay, Zn it means zinc. This is oxygen, so zinc oxide is there. Zinc oxide, here this atomic mass of the zinc is given, that is 65U. In many of the questions you will see the atomic mass is given, but up to 1 to 20 you have to learn the atomic number as well as the atomic mass of the of all the elements. Okay, up to 20, 1 to 20. While the other one it will be given, most of the time it will be given in the question itself. So you see here student, zinc oxide. So what is the how many or the number of the atoms which is attached with that of the zinc? You will say that only one zinc atom is present. So we will write here 1 into, what is the atomic mass here? 65 plus oxygen, that is 1 into 16. Okay, so 65 plus 16 is there. So this will be equals to 65 plus 16, that will be equal to 81U. Okay, so 81U will be the molecular mass or the formula unit mass of the zinc oxide. You can see that of the K2CO3. So in the K2CO3, What is the number of atoms of the potassium is 2. So we will write here 2 into the number of what is the atomic mass of the potassium, that is equals to 39. So 2 atoms of a potassium and the atomic mass is 39 plus carbon is there, 1 carbon is there, so 1 into 12, that is the atomic mass, plus 3 oxygen is there and the atomic mass of oxygen is 60. So this, it will be equals to 138 joule. Okay, so the atomic mass of A2CO3, that is 138. Now see here, this is the Na2O. So in Na2O, we will see that sodium atomic mass is given here. So how many atom of a sodium is attached here? So we will say that is 2. So we will write here 2 into atomic mass of the sodium, that will be equal to 23 plus oxygen. Only 1 atom of the oxygen is there. So we will write 1 into what is the atomic mass of the oxygen, that is 60. So this will be equals to the 62 Okay, so by this you can find the formula unit mass or that of the molecular mass of a particular compound. You simply have to see that how many number of the atom is there and what is the atomic mass. So we will multiply with that of the atomic mass of that particular atom and then we will add with the other element which is present in this formula. Okay, so by this we are able to find the molecular mass or that of the formula unit mass. Now you see here, most of the time this question is asked student that how would you differentiate between the molecule of the element and that of the molecule of the compound. So right now we discussed about that of the molecule of the element and molecule of the compound. So we can say that molecule of element is that in which only one type of atoms are present there. It means the different atoms, or we can say that when more than atoms are there, they combine together, they form the molecule. But in case of a molecule of an element, the atom, the type of an atom which combine together to form the molecule, that is a homoatomic molecule. It means we can say that the molecule of element is that where homoatomic molecule is there, or we can say the same type of atoms are present in it. Okay, so same type of atom, for example that of the hydrogen is there, H2, or Cl2 is there, or O3 is there. So you see here students, same type of atom, it means that two hydrogen atoms are combined together to form the hydrogen molecule, or two chlorine atoms they combine together to form the chlorine molecule, or three atoms of the oxygen they combine together to form the ozone. What about that of the molecule of the compound students? So in case of a molecule of a compound, there two or more different types of the atom they combine together to form the molecules of the compound. So we can say that it is having the heteroatomic molecule of the compound. That one was the homo, here it is the hetero. It means two different types of atoms, they combine together to form the heteroatomic or the molecule of the compound. We can understand it with the help of the example. You can see here student, if suppose we will take HCl, okay, or CO2 or SO2 or NH3. So see student, one nitrogen is there, another one is the hydrogen. So these two are the different atoms. The same thing with the hydrogen and the chlorine, or the carbon or the oxygen, or the sulfur or that of the oxygen. So in all these cases you have seen the different types of the atoms they combine together to form the molecule of the compound. So So the basic difference between that of the molecule of the element and the molecule of the compound, that one is having the same type of a atom to form the molecule and the another is having the different types of a atom combined together to form the heteroatomic or molecule of the compound. Now we will see the next one, students. Question is, calculate the atomicity of PaCO3, AlOH whole thrice, aluminum hydroxide and ozone. We have to find the atomicity. Now let us understand that what is atomicity. The total number of an atom which is present in a particular molecule that determines its or that defines its atomicity. If HCl is there, so HCl is what? It is a, we will say it is a heteroatomic or molecule of that of the compound or diatomic molecule of the compound. So we are using the term here di, student, because we are showing that two different type of atom they combine together to form the molecule of the compound. So what is the atomicity of a hydrogen chloride? That will be, or hydrochloric acid, that will be 2. Okay, now we can see the another one. If suppose it is CH3OH, now we have to find again the atomicity of this CH3OH. So it will be methanol, that will be equals to 1 carbon is there, so 1 plus 3 atom of a hydrogen is there, so 3 plus 1 oxygen atom is there, and again 1 hydrogen is combined there. So its atomicity will be 7. It means 7 atoms they combine together, or total 7 atoms they form this molecules. So different atoms they combine together and form the molecule, and the total number of atom which forms the molecule, that is 7. So we can say the atomicity of that of the particular molecule of the compound is equals to the number of the atom, total number of the atoms which is present in that particular molecules. Now by this we can solve this question easily, students. So you can see here BaCO3. In BaCO3, 1 barium is there, so 1 plus 1 carbon is there, so 1 carbon plus 3 oxygen atom is there, that will be 3. So atomicity of the BaCO3 is 5. So we will write here like the atomicity of BaCO3 is equals to 5. We can find the next one is aluminum hydroxide or AlOH whole thrice. Okay, so AlOH whole thrice. So you can see here, student, aluminium, 1 aluminium is there. Now this 3 is for both of them, for oxygen also, for hydrogen also. So we will write here 3 oxygen is there and 3 hydrogen is there. So that will be equals to 7. So the atomicity of AlOH whole thrice is equals to 7. Likewise, we can find the ozone. So ozone, the formula of ozone is O3. So the number of oxygen atom is present here, that is 3. That will decide the atomicity also. So atomicity of ozone is 3. So by this we are able to find the atomicity also. Okay.